the name of God. Hello, everyone. My name is Alireza Kazem. I'm PhD student in joint program between California State University Long Beach and Claremont Graduate University in civil engineering and applied math. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the paper that we wrote with the help of my classmate, Pantea Matin Rod, and I'm going to talk about what we did in our paper. The first is some introducing some definition. So because optimization is kind of new in any engineering field, especially in civil engineering, so I would like to talk about some definition in order to be on the same page with our readers. So there are different definition for optimization, but I believe this definition that we provide can work for our paper. So optimization is like a technique defined as finding the best solution among other feasible answers, containing all solutions. So generally in engineering, the optimal solution can be the minimum or maximum value of the objective function. So let's call it as an equation of of the problem. Optimization problems can be categorized in different groups based on their size. Discrete, continuous, shape, topology, single or multi-objective optimization. The importance and necessity of implementing this research is just like the following three reasons. The first reason is that optimization problem doesn't necessarily end to single and tangible solution. So if you use some algorithm and if you implement the optimization with the help of that algorithm, there will be no guarantee that you can find to the answer. So you have to know different like algorithm, and by choosing each algorithm, but for example, by choosing one algorithm for like your job, you may not get like desired solution. So you have to be careful about what kind of the algorithm should you use. So not all the algorithm works in any like job. And then another reason is that like due to uncertainty of the mathematical models described by nonlinear function, which finally cause generating a non-convex space of the solution, there will be some uncertainty in answer. So in this case, there will be no unique solution for a specific function under a specific condition. So you have to know the algorithm well and expected like kind of that expect that what kind of the answer can you get from that algorithm. And overall, in fact, I can say that choosing a comprehensive function and method to calculate the minimum error is the purpose of choosing different algorithms. So the last reason to understand and know the algorithm is that sometimes there will be no unique solution for our problem. So in this case, the thing that we have to do is just we are going to define a solution, like kind of like a hypothesis solution, which has less error. So instead of getting to the actual unique solution, we are going to define a kind of like a hypothesis answer or solution, which has less error. But the fact that how do you measure the error and what kind of the error you may get, you have to know the algorithm very well. So you have to know what are you going to do and what kind of the algorithm should you use. So in this regard, it's very important to choose the right algorithm. We just like, and also some right algorithm in any jobs. The things that we did in this project, in this research, was that we reviewed different algorithm which exists in optimization, but our emphasis was on civil engineering. So based on especially steel structure, steel frame structures. So we reviewed different algorithm which usually used considered the civil engineering, or just like a use which has been used in structural engineering and kind of like a civil works in their excuse me, in their studies. So we provided all of them in our paper and explained what did they do and what kind of the result did they get. So by referring to our paper, you can see what did others do in a glance. And among different algorithm which exist in all kind of engineering, especially in civil engineering, we choose four of them, which are BAT inspired algorithm, B inspired algorithm, neural network, and metaheuristic optimization algorithm. Also, I can say that there are many different and many others algorithm which we are studying about that, but we choose these four. And in future slides, I'm going to talk about each algorithm very briefly. And for just like a usage of this algorithm, again, you can refer to our paper. The first algorithm that I'm going to talk about is like bat inspired algorithm. So bat inspired algorithm is like a new method which is inspired by the echolocation behavior of bat for searching a space. This method is like a higher level procedure to find solution for an optimization problem with imperfect data or limited computational capacity. Also, I can say that the BAT algorithm is for global optimization. And this method is like a branch of the applied mathematics and numerical analysis that attempt to find the global minima or maxima of a function or set of function on a given set. It is usually described in minimization problem because the maximization of the real value function g of the x is equivalent to the minimization of like the function. So if you have a function such as f of the x, which is going to be the maximum of some function, we can define g of the x by like inverse of that function, or just like negative of that function, to find the minimum of whatever we want. So finding a maximum in one function is equivalent to finding a minimum in other function if we can define the function in that way. Another algorithm that I'm going to talk about is like a B-inspired algorithm. This algorithm is mainly and mostly was developed by the Pham and Qambarzadeh in 2005. Almost most of the paper and like the method that we found was generated by them. So this algorithm mimics the food foraging behavior of like a honeybee colonies. So this algorithm combines both neighborhood and global search at the same time, which can be used for both combinatorial and continuous optimization. The only condition for the application of the B algorithm is that some measure of the distance between the solution is defined. So you should define the measurement, or just like how far are you going from one solution to the other solution. And the effectiveness and the specific ability of the Bayes algorithm have been proven in a number of the studies, which have been done mostly, as I mentioned before, by Pham and Kambarzadeh. And the third algorithm that I'm going to talk about is neural network algorithm, which is very common and capable to approach the solution. So artificial neural network, or just like a neural network, are computing system inspired by the biological neural network that constitute animal brains. It defined as a series of algorithms to recognize underlying relationship between the data through the specific process. So the neural network algorithm is based on collection of the connection unit or nodes called artificial neurons, which loosely model the neurons in a biological brain. So it just like originated from like our brain in reality. In this algorithm, each connection like the synapses in a biological brain. So the synapses is just like a connection or conjunction between just like a two neurons. And this can be transmitted a signal to the other neurons. And artificial neurons receive a signal, then processes it, and then can signal neurons connected to that. And also like the term signal in this algorithm means a connection is just like a real sorry, the signal in this algorithm at a connection is a real number, and the output of each neurons is like computed by some nonlinear function of the sum of the input. So like the thing that we do in like a neural network is just like we have to consider some neurons and just like do some calculation based on that with just like numbers. And also I can say that neurons and edge, and also the connection are called edge, such as like a synapse. And neurons and edge typically have weighted sorry, and neurons and edge typically have weight that adjusts as learning proceeds, and the weight increase or decrease the strength of the signal at the connection. For more detail about the neural network, you can refer to our paper and see what the others did with this algorithm. And the last algorithm I'm going to talk about very briefly is like a metaheuristic optimization algorithm, which is a procedure or heuristic designed to search, generate, or select heuristic to find optimum solution. So the pros and cons of this algorithm very briefly is that compared to the optimization algorithm and iterative method, metaheuristic do not guarantee that the global optimal solution can be found on some class of the problems. However, many metaheuristic implement some form of the stochastic optimization so that the solution found is depend on the set of the random variable generated. But the good point regarding this algorithm is that in combinatorial optimization, by searching over a large set of the feasible solution, metaheuristic can often find good solution with less computational effort than optimization algorithm, iterative methods, or simple heuristic. So it can just like converge to the answer rapidly, but the problem with this algorithm is that you cannot find the solution at any condition. So you have to know this algorithm first and use this kind of the algorithm in a proper way. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. So if you have any solution, if you have like any question or any comment, please don't hesitate to send the email to us.